find the best maps looting spots, I think I found where to get very rich. Now, before we jump in, this new map is not for the faint of heart. It's a PvP fest, and whilst there are some friendlies here and there, you have to be able to fend for your life. There'll be people around the corner with Torontes and El Toros, and you gotta be ready to deal with anything that the game throws at you. And if you do get out alive, you'll come out with more riches than ever seen before. Now, to find the best loot spot, I've looted all red tier areas and yellow tier areas 3 times each to find out which one made me the most. Now, after taking down matriarchs, queens, and dozens of bastions and bombardiers, I'm pretty broke now, I'm not gonna lie. So let's see which area gets me the most and if I can get back to 1,000,000 credits again in Arc Raiders. We started with a new medical research area, and things were already off to a hot start. Almost as soon as I started looting, I got distracted by a billion ticks, and as I was, a player came running at me from behind. I'm shooting the little robots. Why are you running at me with a gun in your hand? I don't have a defib, man. That guy had a plan. He had a plan. He was ready to shoot me. He thought I was shooting a player. I wasn't. I was shooting a little robot. Now, this is what I mean by being careful in this map. Sure, if that guy called out about being friendly, I would have been nice to him. But he came running at me whilst I was shooting a arc. So, of course, I had to react in this way. If you're not on your toes in this map, you're going to get killed before you can even react. So, call out to be friendly, and hopefully you'll get some nice responses from nearby friendlies, and always be prepared for people to run and shoot you in the back. Now, after this incident, I did start looting, and I found some really good stuff in a trash can. This trash can has always been really kind to me, and they do spawn across the map. There's a lot of other great loot in this area as well, and we've really quickly started to stack up quite a lot of value. And it was really going quite nicely. I would say pretty convincingly, the medical area seemed like a good spot to loot, until things started to take a bit of a dangerous turn. Did you get him? Hello? Is that the bad guy?
Yeah.
Wait, who's alive?
I'm from the beginning.
Yeah.
Until...
Oh, sorry. Who is it? Him? Yeah. Got him. Sorry, man. Sorry. Oh, that was close. I'm so sorry. I don't know. There might be... Look, a lot of people still want to be friendly on this map, and here's a bit of a hint. Yes, that does mean they'll be looting the same areas as you, but the more people that stay alive on the map, the less people will spawn in the middle of a raid. Which means if you can kind of kill all the bad guys, the PvPers, you're left with a bunch of friendly players, and nobody else will spawn in the middle of a match, and you don't have to worry about any more PvP. So if I see someone being extra aggressive and they're trying to fight friendlies, I'll always kill the aggressor, because it means I have a bit more time to loot freely. Speaking of which, we managed to extract. So let's see how much value we got out of the medical area. 63,000 for a quick run, not bad. My next medical research run, I had the whole place to myself, and nobody was there to steal my loot or attack me, which meant we came up with even more value. We found a bunch of guns in white containers, which is interesting. 85k. I went into my next run and got ambushed by 2 of the new Arc, the Shredders. If you want to take these out, try and aim for the blue thrusters, and as soon as they start their attack, make sure you're out of their line of sight, or these things will shred your health in seconds. They are really dangerous. I wasted all my ammo trying to deal with the Shredder, and just decided to continue to loot in the hopes of finding some good stuff. Then I found a player that seemed to be friendly. Friendly. Hello. There's a decent amount of friendlies. Like, there are friendlies, but there's also a lot of people going around like maniacs on this map, more so than any other map. There aren't as many lootable containers this time.
Your $200 puffer keeps you warm at the coffee shop. But as soon as you step outside, you're left looking like a stack of wet tires. You need the new...
All right. Oh, I thought we were friends, man. I thought we were friends.
We're friends. Can you
No. All right. I had no bullets left. Okay, even when you think so much... No! Please! No! Dude, that guy shot me. Having nades.
Okay.
You just suddenly started shooting me, bro.
Fine.
You can't trust anybody on this map. I'm telling you now. This just goes to show that you got to be really careful, watch your back, and just be very wary of the fact that even if people say they're friendly, it doesn't mean they are. Either way, we got out alive with a run that was cut short a little bit sooner than I'd have liked. It's still a nice 50k for like a couple minutes. But this would be my third run. So how do we feel about medical research? Honestly, pretty amazing loot. But the PvP is definitely very dangerous. So come in for a good fight. And if you get out alive, you're going to be rich. But there's going to be waves of players trying to hunt you down. Right, on to the next spot. Assembly Workshop. What I quickly learned, despite this place being a yellow tier loot area, the stuff here is absolutely bonkers. And spending just a few minutes here is going to fill your backpack with epic rarity crafting materials that sell for ridiculous amounts of money. In fact, after about 5 minutes of running around, I had an entire backpack worth of good stuff, which made me 93,000 in profit, which is just absolutely ridiculous. It took me longer to run back to the extract than it did to loot the whole place. That's how filled up it is with good stuff. But I realized after this was that we needed to bring in a Raider hatch key so that we could speed up these runs. Assembly Workshop so far was looking really good. I was starting to wondering if it had any problems with it. And as I went into my next run, the problems started to surface.
Yo, do you know where the containers are?
For the quest?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, if you look on the map, loading bay, bottom left, right at the very bottom left of loading bay, near medical research, right in the corner, you'll see a white shipping container.
Oh, thanks, man.
Of course. Yeah.
Not another trailer, man. Not another trailer, right? Yeah. There's two trailers,
Whoa, what's going on?
One's hurt. I'm even more hurt. Man, what are you whipping? Get on, bro. Damn it.
Where is he?
On the right side. You got Pharaoh. There's also another one.
He's dead. I don't have a defib though.
Good shit, brother. Go.
Oh my god.
That's what you get, man. Stay friendly.
Whoa. Okay, it's getting a little bit crazy. I thought we'd do another run and it just suddenly turned into a death match. And I've got the new shredder on me. Shredder, no shredding. I'll bait it into the corner. Ready? Go. Everyone's dead. Yeah, this is a death match.
GG, man.
GG. An absolute death match here. Right, I feel like the best loot is on this side. Yeah, bring it in. Let's go. We're a little bit crazy here. That's the thing. If you want to go to this map, you're gonna have to bring the smoke. It's just, it's pure chaos at every angle. People coming in here just to PvP. Nice, these blue containers are busted. Oh my goodness. Dude, there's so much PvP. What is going on? This is already the hot spot. I just want to say this. This is already the hot spot before I make my video, okay? Just for anyone that wants to complain. Just need meds. So many people here. Crazy. But hey, I got the good stuff in my pocket. Oh, wow. Yeah, this place is crazy. We're not talking about a scrap with one person or two. It might end up being 5 or 6. There'll be bodies all over the place by the time the raid is done, and that means only one person will be getting out alive with all the good loot. High risk, high reward. That is what this place is all about. And oh my goodness, the reward is great. I went for another run that was more successful and we came out with another 80k in value. You could easily run this very quickly. Like we're talking like a few minutes. You're going to spend longer on the loading screen than you are looting. Leave with the hatch key and then run it again. Just be as quick as you possibly can because people will be there to try and ruin your day. Absolutely amazing spot to loot here. It's going to make you rich if you can survive the hordes of enemies. All right, I've got a bone to pick with these next 2 places. The next red tier places. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Why are the yellow tier places better than the red tier places? I don't know. But first, let's talk about Seed Vault. Can you guess what's in Seed Vault? It's seeds. Nothing but seeds. And look, seeds are great. You can go and buy whatever you want from the seed vendor. But the way you get them is so painful. There's like 552 containers to loot, and each of them have between 1 and 7 seeds in. Okay, one time I got 9 seeds. Pretty cool, right? But you have to spend so long opening containers, breaching containers to build up a small stash of seeds. By the time you've got 100 seeds from this place, you would have spent 20 minutes here. In that time, you could have looted any of the other places in this map a few times. You could have had a few good runs and have more to say about it. But the way that you collect these here is just so time consuming that it just feels like a bit of a waste of time. And then we have Cultural Archive. You can get trinkets in the Cultural Archive boxes, and maybe there's a small chance for blueprints. That's what I hope. But 90% of the time, you pry open these giant boxes and you get fabric and plastic parts. Nothing else. Like, there's no other loot here. It's ridiculous. Maybe I just got unlucky, but through the runs I had, it didn't go well. And, well, I guess the plus side is people are usually pretty friendly down this side of the map because there's nothing to fight over. In fact, I asked a nearby player what his thoughts were on this place, and this is what he had to say. Did you find any good loot down here?
In this area, I don't
Yeah.
know, not really. Even though it's like red, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like your name, Gabe. I don't know. So it's a very soothing name.
Okay.
Feel safe, you know?
All right, I figured it out. The Cultural Archive loot is the friends we make along the way. If you want to have vibes, this is the place to go, I guess. If you don't care about making money and getting rich, come chill here. You'll make the friendliest players ever. I don't know why. How can there be so different experiences across the same map? It's crazy. I did check out Sandbox as well. I can't comment on it because there's a locked room that you need to open with fuel cells, like in Bluegate. I got it open one time and the loot was really terrible. Every other time I tried, the room was glitched. So perhaps we need to wait until it's not glitched anymore to really see if it's worth doing. Now we move on to the lobby. This is really interesting. It's another yellow tier area, but guess what? The loot here is pretty good. You can loot all over the place and get some pretty decent stuff. Loot all the suitcases, loot all the containers, but it's this room in particular on floor 3 that for some strange reason is filled to the brim with all sorts of high tier loot and strangely a bunch of fuel canisters. I have no idea why they've allowed to get so many explosives through the security checkpoint in this place, but regardless, this place is great for loot. So if you spawn here or stop by here and it hasn't been looted, stop by. It's amazing. And oh, by the way, did you know that you could do this with fuel canisters? All right, it's time to see if we've made enough for our million. We've probably spent about 4 or 5 hours looting, and we've done 3 successful runs in all the red and yellow places in Stella Montes. So let's see. We've already sold a bunch because I ran out of storage. 497,000. That's a big improvement. I'm going to see exactly how much we've been able to make from this place today. Right, let's see then. In total, 351,000 plus 497,000. I've got a bunch of other stuff as well, including weapons that I've found, you know, a lot of quick use items. I think we've made our million back. And yeah, honestly, some of these places in this video are so busted for the amount of loot you get. But there's one really important thing to note. When you spawn in, you don't have long to get to where you need to go. If you want to go to a specific area, you might not have a chance to, because everyone's going to spawn in the lootable POIs. Nobody spawns randomly out in a field like they do in the other maps. What that means is your best bet is probably just to loot whatever is closest to you, because that's what's going to be available to you before other players loot it. And truth be told, all of these places can be pretty good for getting you loot. If you get lucky and get in assembly workshops, loot it like crazy and try to escape before you get killed. If you get cultural archives, and maybe have a chill run and see what you can find, and maybe make your way over to lobby if you're lucky. You're not going to be able to run across the map and loot the other stuff before other players do. So instead of trying to go for the #1 best spot in the map, the truth is you're going to find loot everywhere. Well, maybe not Seed Vault. Probably go somewhere other than Seed Vault. It really sucks when you spawn there, not going to lie. But the rest of the map's pretty awesome. There's a lot of loot to be found and a lot of players willing to kill you. So be careful out there, my friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.